Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So guys, it's the last week of 2024 and a lot of people have been posting their top decks for the year, top disappointments. I love watching those recap videos. I wish I could have made one this year, but just didn't have the time and I just don't have it in me to create that kind of video right now. So what I thought I'd do instead to recap my year is to go over my 2024 tarot goals, which I also showed you. I'll be linking that video here if you're interested. But I thought I'd go over the results of my 2024 tarot goals with you and share with you my goals for 2025. So let's start off. My first goal was to read more books, a minimum of 12 books, like one per month, right? And I wasn't able to do this. Now, if the goal was to start reading 12 books, I would have blown past that. I started reading probably close to 30 books this year, but finished probably around 5. So that's why I don't think I met this goal. And I think it's because I got a little bit distracted towards the start of the year. I was interested in learning some new things, new concepts that made me start reading different books. And then, I just got too excited and just wanted to do so much more than what I could actually do. So, missed that goal. The second one is to spend more time with my decks, so either by reading, studying, shuffling, appreciating the art. Now, I think I also missed this particular goal this year because I don't think I spent a whole lot of time with my decks, especially during the second half of the year. I did go on a trip with my family in June. It was almost a month's trip, and after that, it took me several weeks or even months to start pulling cards for me again. So I do think that I missed that particular goal. What I did most of the year was related to my next goal, which was focus on my deck collection series. But yeah, I don't think I spent a whole lot of time with my decks this year. At least it wasn't enough, or it wasn't as much as I would have liked. So I think that goal was also missed. Okay, and then for the first goal that I actually met, this is to organize my tarot collection. So I did an entire deck collection series at starting June. It took me about 4 months to go through all of my decks, but I did organize them into themes. I have a link to the playlist in the description box if you're interested in watching those and if you want to see my decks. I have added a few after that, and that's most of the flip throughs that I've been doing for the past weeks have been decks that I haven't shown in my deck collection series, but I would probably focus on some of the decks there as well when we get into 2025. All right, so that is a big check. I was able to do that in 2024. Next is keeping a tarot journal. So I was also able to meet this goal, although I did slow down a bit again in the second half of the year. But I was quite diligent with this at the first half. And I have 2 journals. I have the Wiser Tarot Journal. So that is a hardbound book that has different spreads. It has some stickers of the RWS. I believe it's by Teresa Reed. And I use that when I want to have a more, I guess, reflective kind of spread. But on a day-to-day, I use GoodNotes. And I found this tarot journal. If I find this particular layout, this Etsy store, I will be linking it down below because I did buy a lot of journals, but this is the one that I like the most. So it does have different spreads. Just wanted to show you. So you have different layouts, like a daily focus, a 1-card question, 3 cards question, 3-card spread, past, present, future, crossroads, etc. And I would just pick that and then what I would usually do is I take a picture of the card and post that here in my GoodNotes so that I can refer to it. I can look back to it, but I don't have to print anything. But I see the art, I see the colors, which I absolutely enjoy. Yes, and I have a lot of freedom on how I can lay this out. So I really enjoyed working with sometimes I'm tired, so it's just a one card. But yeah, I enjoyed working with this tarot journal as well as the Wiser Tarot Journal. So that is a goal achieved for 2024. Next is to follow a VR, so participate in a VR. I did one, so I believe it's like Asians in Tarot Tube. We'll also be linking that here, just so if you're interested to watch it. It was a tag created by Tangi Tarot, and it was my first VR. Yeah. Do I want to do more? Definitely. Let's see if I can participate in more next year. But I think the thing with me is that when a tag comes up, it might not necessarily correspond to a time when I'm scheduled to film, because I usually film in bulk depending on when I'm free to record videos. But let's see, I did enjoy that, and I hope to participate in more next year. Okay, so my next goal was a focus study. So I was thinking of having like a deck of the year study, and or a subject study like astrology, Lenormand. But as I mentioned, I did get distracted. I did get distracted this year. I was thinking or looking into chaos magic, traditional witchcraft, Wicca, and all of these things. So I was a little bit distracted, so I didn't really have a focus study. So I missed that. And lastly, my last goal was to spend less on decks. And I already did the statistics, guys. I have an Excel sheet, so I keep track of my expenses, the decks that I have, and all that. But for tarot, I spent 55% less compared to 2023, which is great. And for Oracle, 70% less compared to 2023. Now, this is a relatively easy goal, to be honest, because I spent so much in 2023. I mean, it's not even practical. But yeah, so I was expecting that I would be able to meet this goal, but I was still pleasantly surprised that I met it with this much. I think making my deck collection series also helped, because it made me realize how many decks I still haven't had the time to go back to. These are decks that I want to work with, that I want to study, but because of either getting new decks, it becomes an unending backlog so that I can't finish. So I think that really definitely helped me slow down on my purchases this year. And in addition to that, I did go on a trip, so I did have to allocate a bigger portion of my budget to that trip compared to what I would normally just use to buy decks. So I think that helped. And doing the collection just made me excited about some of the decks that I have. And I want to work with them in 2025. Okay, so those were my goals for 2024. That is the recap. That is the result. Did I pass? I think so. Maybe. I was able to meet half of these goals. Did I pass? I would say yes, because I have 7 goals here and I was able to meet 4, so it's more than half, right? But anyway, let's take a look at my 2025 goals. Now, I have already written this down here in my little notebook. So, the first one is to create a tarot study journal. And I thought about this goal because I saw that a friend of mine, what she did when she was studying tarot was she had 20 decks, 20 of her decks, and she read like the meanings for each of those 20 decks. She distilled that information and she came up with whatever resonated with her the most and put that into her study journal. Now, I don't think I can commit to 20 because if you watch my deck collection series, you know that I also enjoy tarot decks with bigger guidebooks. So I couldn't even get through 12 books for 2024, so I'm pretty sure I can't do 20 decks. So I decided to use just 10 decks. What those 10 decks are, I'm still thinking about it. But I will definitely make a video about this just to update you what 10 decks I chose as well as the books that I chose. Now, you can also see here that I said I'd refer to 5 books, but that would essentially make it 15 books for next year. So I told myself, just maybe 3. So it's still a bigger goal compared to last year, but I'm a little bit more positive about this time around. One of the books I was thinking of using is this one, Tarot for Lightseers. So this was recently published by Chris Ann. Now, the reason I got this is because I do enjoy the art in the Lightseers Tarot, but I never did seem to connect with it much. I especially did not like this card. But let's see, once I read through this, maybe I would enjoy it more. I have already rehomed my Lightseers Tarot, but because of this book, I purchased the pocket edition. Now this 8 of Swords is one of my most favorite 8 of Swords. Probably my favorite card in this deck. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be using the Lightseers Tarot as one of the 10 decks though, because that might seem redundant. But I am leaning towards using this book for next year. Okay, so that's the first goal. The second goal is to associate keywords with each tarot card. Now for this one, this is heavily inspired by Lisa Papez. So she has a book called Unlocking the Tarot. I have the audible version or the audiobook version of this one. I'm listening to it now. And she also has a video series on YouTube called Tarot with Training Wheels. And she shares how she learned tarot by associating a single keyword to each card. Now, I also want to do that, and I will also be filming a video about that. So I'm probably going to be creating a playlist about my tarot practice, although I don't really know if I'll be posting a lot of videos about it, but I'll be creating a playlist about that. I am excited to work on this, and it's also related to the tarot study journal that I would be making. So I think that 2025, the theme is really more to focus on tarot. I think that should be my focus study. I get distracted a lot. I feel like there's so much to learn from tarot, the associations, the references. You can really lose sight. Even though I know how to read tarot, I don't think I've learned or studied it at the level that I want to study it. So that's why for 2025, that's primarily my focus. It's really studying tarot. And number 3, I just want to continue my tarot journaling, so I'll keep a tarot journal. And number 4, again, to spend less on decks. And this is with my new baseline for 2023. And a side note, it's not really about spending less. It's really using or being able to go through my backlog of decks, of the decks that I want to use, and use those. Because I was able to acquire and collect a lot of decks. A lot of them I know would be helpful for me, but if I don't use them, it's not helping me. So for 2025, I really want to focus, get my head back into tarot, not get too distracted about so many things, and just use them. Use my decks, study them, get to know them, and use them for myself, which is why I started this entire journey. Anyway, those are my goals for 2025. How about you guys? What are your goals? Let me know. Share them in the comments, or if you have a video, link them down below. I'd love to watch them. And anyway, to end 2024, I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you for watching my videos, for commenting, for leaving me messages. If this passed by your feed and you clicked on it, thank you. I was able to reach 500 subscribers this year, and 3 years ago I wasn't really planning or thinking that would happen. So this channel was really just my outlet. I I just wanted to talk about tarot. I'm not really an expert. I'm just a beginner. I'm just a tarot aficionado. I do this for myself, but I like talking about it. I don't really think that I can communicate it as much as I want to, but I do hope that at least with sharing the decks that I have, giving you an idea of what it looks like if you're interested in that particular deck, that helps you decide if that deck is for you or would work for you. Yeah, just thank you for watching. I know that sometimes when I make these videos, I sound like I'm just rushing, but I do enjoy making these videos because it's an outlet. It's very different from my day job. It's detached from my day job. And there's just so much about tarot that I enjoy, and I like talking about it. And my circle isn't really that into tarot. So having this channel is me making this circle with the 500 people who chose to subscribe, with those that are just watching my channel or watching my videos if they just chanced upon it. You're part of my circle, and I appreciate you. I hope you had a great 2024, and I'm hoping we have an even better 2025. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and if you find this video interesting, don't forget to click on the like button and do consider subscribing to my channel. See you again next time. Bye!